Meteorologist Shane Smith here. Wednesday, August the 12th. Another day, another round of severe weather. Let's get right to it. Got a severe thunderstorm warning that includes Rockcastle County. That's going to go up until 8 o'clock. Lincoln and Garrett counties until 8 o'clock. So once again, we're seeing a line of thunderstorms dive in from the northwest. They are producing gusty winds and some heavy rain, and that's not good because we've already got a ton of power outages out there still across portions of Kentucky. And that is not going to help matters one bit. So we're going to take a look at that. Take a look at where the severe weather is heading. It's not as bad tonight, I'll tell you that right now. But there's still some pretty good wind in some of these thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and switch over to the live Doppler radar. If you're joining us, let us know where you're watching from. Troy Nathan Davidson joining on Facebook. What about Knox County? If this thing holds together, we will see some severe storms in Knox County here in about, this is moving southeast of 25. So it's a slow mover. It's about 2 hours out, 2 to 3 hours out from Knox County. London, right now, we can measure that distance from London to the... It's about an hour out from London. So, about 8:45 London, we'll have pretty strong little thunderstorm. The good news is, at least on the velocity scope, there's not a lot of rotation. There may be a little bit there just to the northwest of Mount Vernon. They are not tagging this with a tornado possible. This definitely looks more like a little microburst situation where you'd have some straight line wind inside of an intense thunderstorm. A lot of intense lightning with this. I'm seeing Nate Hall joining us on YouTube saying there was some intense lightning in Danville from it. You can see that shelf cloud here. Let me pop that up for y'all to look at. Over at Rockcastle County. Oh, back to auto. I want to take that solo. Yeah, there's a view of that shelf cloud from I-75 in Rockcastle County. And yeah, Nate, they did end up classifying it as a derecho last night. Tiffany could have a pretty good thunderstorm here in about an hour and a half to 2 hours in Corbin. Breathitt County. Right now, for Breathitt, you got a little bit of light rain to moderate rain heading your way here in the next hour or so. Hazard, you got a decent little thunderstorm up near Buckhorn right now. I need to switch. So I can at least see those county lines a little better. There we go. Somerset's got a pretty gnarly little storm just south of town right now. In fact, it's flat coming down on Burnside. I'm a little surprised. This doesn't have a warning on it yet. We are seeing some winds approaching 40 to 50 miles per hour. So that's a pretty... Oh, there we go. Severe thunderstorm warning for Pulaski, Laurel, McCreary, and Rockcastle County. That's going until 8:15. We're going to get flooding rains. I'm in Perry. Perry, I'm not so much worried about flooding tonight. We do have to keep an eye out tomorrow. I'm a little concerned from like London down to Williamsburg tonight for potential flooding. Becky Smith asking about Gray. Not going to be as bad as yesterday, Ashley. Becky, to answer your question, we will see a pretty good thunderstorm down there in Gray. I'm assuming you mean down in Knox County. Here in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We are... I am a meteorologist. Saw that on TikTok. I am going to be focusing on Kentucky, folks. So if you're just joining us, I am based out of Kentucky. I'm a Kentucky broadcast meteorologist turned media teacher. Still do some weather on the side. Mount Vernon, Kentucky, you do have a pretty good little thunderstorm. It's not tornadic, so that's good news, but it may have some 50, 60 mile per hour winds heading your way. And some really intense lightning. It's probably about 5 to 10 minutes out of downtown right now, the most intense part of the storm. So if you're in Mount Vernon, just know it's going to get real loud. Going to have a lot of rain, a lot of lightning, some gusty winds. This whole situation is not going to help the power outage situation. Here's the power outage map. And we still got a lot of folks in eastern Kentucky without power. My mother-in-law, one of them. Almost 1,400 people over in Perry County, 1,400 customers, Letcher County, 750 in Knott County, 430 in Breathitt County, up into Garrett County where that storm just rolled through. Almost 1,100 people without power. So this storm may cause some additional power outages. The worst of it is focused back over towards the I-75 corridor, and I'm leaving that I-75 camera at Rockcastle County full up for you. That's going to be our best way to look at this storm as it moves in. I'm going to switch over to a different radar just to show you kind of the overall storm motion on these. If you are just now joining us, my name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm a Kentucky-based meteorologist. We are live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. We're tracking another potent line of thunderstorms, about the fourth one we've had in the last 2 days. And we've got something interesting going on. This does make me a little concerned for what's going to happen here in London. We're about to see some storm convergence right on top of London. You've got a cell coming in from Pulaski County moving west to east. You've got a line coming in from north to south. As those come together and you've got two differentiating storm motions, that can sometimes cause some rotation, or it can at least also cause some very intense vertical development. So this could get a little bit potent here in London. I'm not expecting anything like what we saw last May, but we do need to just be on the lookout and keep a very close eye on the system as these two storms look to pretty much collide right on top of London proper. You can get some weird stuff happening when you get storms like that converging. Austin Kendrick asking for Pikeville. Few storms, maybe here in about an hour or two, Austin. Nothing major, just scattered storms right now. The heaviest of the action is definitely going to be centered right along the I-75 corridor. And you can see there's quite a bit of lightning with these cells. Just on this radar image, 750-ish lightning strikes in the last half hour. Sierra Boggs, this is going to probably not be as bad as yesterday for most of us. I am going to be watching this on top of London. This may be a little bit more intense than what we got in London yesterday. One thing I'm going to be watching closely is the wind profile on these storms. I am curious. How the overall storm motion is. A little bit of a right turn signature. Okay. Oh, whoops. We're going to take a look and see how tall these storms are. Yeah, it looks like about 30 or 40,000 feet. Oh, shoot, wrong one. There we go. Yeah, that storm near Somerset's spiking up about 45,000 feet. So that's a pretty potent storm there. Let's see the velocity. See if we can see any of that. A little bit of rotation there. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying hard to make this look good. All right, checking out over on TikTok. We were focusing in on Kentucky, folks. I'll try to answer some questions outside of Kentucky here in a little bit. I'm a Kentucky-based meteorologist, and that's my bread and butter. When we're not as busy, I don't mind talking about other spots, but we're going to focus here on the Bluegrass just for right now. But thank you for stopping by. So yeah, we've got down to two. Two active severe thunderstorm warnings. One down, including Laurel, Pulaski, McCreary, and Rockcastle County. That's going to go for about another 18 minutes or so. And then one up into Rockcastle County until 8. But what has me concerned a little bit is that these two storms are setting to converge, meaning they are going to collide right on top of Laurel County, and you can sometimes get some interesting developments when that happens. So we're going to watch that very closely. They can sometimes cause storms to spike up in intensity. They can also rip the rug out from each other. So we are seeing the lightning becoming a little bit more frequent. So that does show that there is some strengthening. And we had some just prolific heavy rain this morning. There we go. There's a 60 mile per hour wind gust showing up on the radar near Blue John. 65 mile per hour there between Blue John and Hargis. It's like right on just north of Bower. Getting ready to cross the Cumberland River, heading over towards Laurel Lake. Folks down in Keavy, just be on the heads up. North end of Keavy may get it pretty good here in about 20 or 30 minutes or so. This storm is moving east at 35, so it's kind of wild. We've got the overall line over here is moving south at about 25. This is moving northeast, so they're going to pretty much collide right over the western end of Laurel County, pretty much from like East Birdstead up towards Livingston. Lynn, right now, Barberville's okay. We're going to have to see what happens when these storms kind of collide, where they end up going. I got a feeling the overall motion for this storm here will be pushed southward. So Corbin and Barberville, you may miss it on the initial hit, but it's going to be close. Because I think what will end up happening, it'll get wrapped into that line and then pushed to the south and the east. So that cell may kind of arc over Barberville and Corbin, but we'll see. Yeah, the humidity, Jason, has been wild this summer. Back in that storm system we had middle of July that caused all the tornadoes and the severe wind up in northern Kentucky. We had dew points that day into the mid 80s, and check out that heavy rain. It is flat falling there on I-75. That storm is rolling into Madison or Rockcastle County, and Madison Cameron on Facebook saying the lightning is crazy, and I would believe it. This lightning count continues to go up. We're seeing a lot of lightning. This is going to be a prolific lightning maker into the northern end of Rockcastle County, and it's the heart of it should be in Mount Vernon right now or within the next 5 minutes. So if you're watching from there, be sure to share this out. Let folks know. The severe part of the storm has been allowed to expire right now, but even if without a warning, that is going to be some very heavy rain, some intense wind. Gosh, look at that visibility dropping on the interstate cam. Oh my goodness. And the standing water already starting to show up a little bit on the highway. This thing is dropping buckets of rain up in Mount Vernon right now. Wow. Frida Fields asking about Perry County. Frida, northern end of the county, got a little bit of scattered storm action coming in right now. That'll be in Hazard proper here in 10, 15 minutes or so. Not as intense. Okay, the National Weather Service has upgraded this warning moving into Laurel with a considerable damage tag. We are now seeing wind inside the Doppler radar upwards of 70 miles per hour. So we're gonna put the velocity tracker up on this. Take a look at it. Get that latest scan loaded in. Definitely some 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts possible. Yeah, that is quite the intense storm moving out of the eastern end of Pulaski County, northern McCreary County, heading into southwestern Laurel County. If you've got friends down on Laurel Lake, especially on the north end of the lake, let them know they may want to seek shelter and get off the water soon, because it's about to get rough down that way. Happy to help, Katie. In Beattyville and Lee County, thunderstorm rolling in with some rain. Yeah, not quite as bad up in Beattyville, but I mean, definitely, a good soaker probably for about the next 30, 40 minutes, maybe up to an hour. Charles, London, we are on pins and needles right now. Because what's happening is, we'll go out to the bigger picture. We've got a line of storms coming in from the north, moving south, and we've got this renegade cell that's developed down in southern Pulaski County, and they are going to collide right on top of London. And whenever you get like storms converging like that, you can sometimes get like a big flare up of wind that can cause some really intense downdrafts. Potential there for maybe a quick spin up. I don't think it's very likely, but we want to watch this for the next little bit. Not to scare anybody, because I know we're all dealing with a post storm trauma here in London, but we definitely just want to keep a close eye on this for about the next hour or so. Just so much lightning. These storms are really, they're ramping up in intensity, and it's because we did have heavy rain here in London earlier today. I mean, it flat poured at the school today. Oh, whoops. Let me fix that real quick. Trying to find a... Yeah, it is just flat pouring up in Rockcastle County. No, Carly, I don't think we're going to see a tornado watch or warning in London, at least hopefully not with the warning. Inez... Let me zoom out and look at... Yeah, Inez, y'all are fine. A little bit of light rain here in the next hour or two. Nothing major. This is definitely an I-75 issue. And once again, I want to draw attention to the fact, especially in eastern Pulaski, western Laurel, the National Weather Service in Jackson has tagged this with a considerable damage threat. That means they're expecting wind of 60 to 70 miles per hour. So that is entering the western end of Laurel County right now, which our northern storm is getting ready to cross over at Livingston. Also got a decent little cell starting to pop in southern Leslie County. No warning on that yet. And also one in the western end of Knott County between Hazard and Hindman. No warning on that, but that storm, both of those are intensifying. We are going to slice into this storm just to see how it's looking. Yeah, not quite as tall as it was earlier, but still 40,000 feet. That's a pretty tall thunderstorm. That can definitely generate some wind. So if you're just joining us, my name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. It is 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time on August the 12th. We are tracking severe weather in southern Kentucky, right outside my hometown. I live in London, Kentucky, and this storm is on our doorstep. Uh, Seeing winds in excess of 70 miles per hour in this storm. This cell is moving east-northeast at about 35. So I'm going to put a track on the leading edge of it. So it's about 15 miles away from London. So London, this is about a half hour out. So about 8:40-ish, give or take 5 minutes or so. This will likely be on our doorstep. Hey, Brandy. Oh, tell Charles I said hi. North Corbin Lily. Sierra. I think the worst of it's going to go north of Lily. But y'all probably going to get some heavy rain and a bit of lightning here in about 30-45 minutes. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Laurel, Knox, part of Whitley and McCreary and Pulaski. This one does not have the considerable damage tag on it, but it is going until 8:45. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicating 60 mile per hour, 60 per hour winds with that. Gosh, it is this flat pouring up there in Rockcastle County. Goodness. That is some heavy rain. And once again, the thing we're watching is what happens as these storms collide. We've got a line moving from north to south, entering the northern end of Laurel County, and we've got a cell coming in from Pulaski County from the southwest moving northeast, and they're going to collide right on top of Laurel County. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as these storms converge. So once again, these the storms are packing some gusty winds, very intense lightning, very heavy rain. Sorry, folks, trying to handle something real quick. All right, so North Corbin. Sorry, folks. North Corbin near I-75. Probably going to get a little bit loud. A lot of heavy rain, some intense lightning, some gusty winds here in about 30 minutes or so. Same story in London.
A new station alert has arrived.
Yeah, and that lightning count just keeps going up. Also, I just saw something from Paducah. All right, so yeah, Rosetta, I think a lot of us do. Angela, everything's okay for London right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. The good news is, last I checked, these storms are not rotating. The bad news is there is some very strong wind on top of Laurel Lake right now. We're seeing some wind gusts, possibly 60 to 70 miles per hour, getting ready to go over the north part of north part of Laurel Lake. So from like Bald Rock to High Top to Vox and Keavy, just be on the lookout. It's going to get a little gnarly down there soon. West end of London. Ruby, Floyd County's okay tonight, right now. Maybe a little bit more light rain. That's about it. So I'm going to try to answer y'all's questions I can. If you like what we're doing here, please hit that like and subscribe button. Helps out the channel a lot. Don't think it's going to be bad for Pikeville tonight. Austin. Yeah. My pleasure, Ruby. Odessa, Perry County is okay for right now. There is a decent little cell just to the west of town. Moderate thunderstorm in Hazard. Pretty good little storm southwest of Hyden down towards Essie and Asher. That's heading towards Moselle and Yeetus. Big Laurel. Also a little cell popping up north of Manchester near Burning Springs. Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing with this line in southwest Laurel. This is likely going to have some damaging winds. This is not going to be tornadic from the look of it, but with that quick tightening up of the gradient from like the greens to the reds there, that looks like a good microburst. We're probably going to have some trees down in the southwestern part of Laurel County here in the next little bit if they're not already coming down right now. Let me cut through that storm real quick just to see how it's looking. Yeah, still there's a lot of intensity up around 20 to 40,000 feet. So that's got a pretty good updraft in it. So I can kind of cut through the storm and see like how the structure of it is looking. That's one of the nice new features of the software I'm using. Oh yeah, there may even be a little bit of a hail core in there. Tiffany, it's going to get a little windy here in Corbin and also in Lilly. So I think the worst of it will end up going north of Lilly, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close. So once again, if you're just joining us, it's 8:18. I am meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm based out of London, Kentucky. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Laurel County, Knox County, northern Whitley County, northern McCreary County, southeastern Pulaski County, and southeastern Kentucky and south central Kentucky. We've got a converging line of thunderstorms that's likely about to bring some very heavy rain and some intense wind into portions of Laurel County, especially near Laurel Lake right now. If you're down in Keavy, just a heads up. Barberville, you are not in the warning, but it is just outside the polygon. I think the worst of it will end up going north of Barberville. Tiffany, no tornado threat right now, but there could be some good straight line winds in this one, dear. 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts, definitely a possibility. For those of y'all watching, especially in and around in Laurel County and Knox and Whitley County, please share this out. Let folks know we're keeping an eye out for you. Saw a comment on TikTok asking about Knoxville. A little bit of a storm southwest of Knoxville, Tennessee, over towards Loudon. Not severe. I think you guys are okay for the next little bit. I know I do have a little bit of viewership over in northern Tennessee. Breathitt County, worst of it is west of you and south of you. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Angela, Manchester could get a little stormy here in about an hour, hour and a half or so. We're going to have to wait and see how this line interacts and develops. So one of the things I keep checking is the velocities on this. They are not looking as impressive as they were earlier, which is good news. There is some very heavy wind in Keavy right now, and that's probably about 10 or 15 minutes away from Lily. So I think the worst of it's probably going to come right over top of me, honestly. Looks like the worst of this storm is going to blast between London and Lily. Where I am. Good times. Yeah, it is getting very dark here, just south of London. I'm about 2 miles south of London, and that sky is getting dark quick here. So once again, if you're just joining us, we're tracking one lone severe thunderstorm warning right now for Laurel, Knox, Pulaski, McCreary, and Whitley counties. That's going to go out until 8:45, so about another 23 minutes left on that. The storm is not as intense